Hey there, and welcome to this quick tutorial for implementing basic 2D real-time lighting effects in Unity. At the time of this recording, I'm using the most recent stable version of Unity, which is 2018.3.11f1. Let's get into it. In this video, I'll be showing you how to take a scene with no lighting effects at all, like this one, to a scene with both point and directional real-time lighting effects. As you can see, in the finished product, the background is much darker, and the Firefly character is emitting a light that helps to illuminate the area around him. To begin, we'll start with darkening the background. The scene I have set up here is pretty basic. I have my main camera as well as two game objects, each with a sprite renderer. In order to allow our sprite renderers to be affected by the lights we create, we must change their materials. In the project navigator, I will create a new material, name it Sprite Diffuse, though of course you can name it anything you want, and assign a shader type of Sprites Diffuse. From here, I will select my background game object in the scene hierarchy and drag my new material into the sprite renderer component. You can see that your background immediately becomes darker. This is because we don't have any lights in our scene to light it up. However, you might expect that without any lights, the scene would be completely black. I tend to agree with that expectation, so in order to achieve that behavior, we must change the ambient light setting. To do this, click on Window, Rendering, and Lighting Settings. In the panel that opens up, you will see the setting for ambient light. You can change this to whatever you might want, but I'm going to change it to black to give me the behavior that I expect. Our background is now totally devoid of light. To fix this, we will add a light to our scene hierarchy. In the hierarchy panel, right-click and navigate to Light, Directional Light. You'll immediately see your scene light back up a bit. I want to make sure the light is positioned correctly, so I'll reset its transform by clicking the cog icon in the transform component and clicking Reset. From here, try changing the intensity value for your light in the inspector. You should see your background sprite respond accordingly. For now, I'm going to leave that value at 0.25 and move on to the player character. In this scene, I want the player to emit a light that will light up the area around him. I don't want him to be affected by the directional light we already created, so I will not be changing the material for his sprite renderer. To create the effect I want for the player, I'll begin by creating a point light as a child of the player in the scene hierarchy. I right-click the player, then select Light, Point Light. After ensuring the light's transform is reset like before, I'll try changing the intensity. This time there's no noticeable effect. This is because the point light and the surface I want to illuminate are sharing the same z-axis value. I can demonstrate this by switching to the 3D view. In order to have my point light project upon the background, I need to move it away from the background sprite. To do this, I'll simply set the z-value of my player's transform to -1. You can instead choose to do this for the point light we created, but I prefer this approach. Now when we switch back to the 2D view, you can see the point light projecting upon the background. At this point, we have a much improved version of our original scene, and all we did was create one material and add two lights. No coding was needed at all. Of course, to enhance this further, you could create references to your light components from within a script, and modify their intensities or other properties for a more custom look. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If so, please consider leaving a like and even subscribing. The assets I used today are from my upcoming mobile game called Blink. I've been creating devlogs for Blink for the past few months, so feel free to check those out as well. If you want to see some more content like this, let me know what topic you'd like to see covered and what you liked or disliked about this video, and I'll do my best to improve. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.